Welcome back to the online sessions on signals and systems. Now we'll just go with some other problems. Now as we go on really work with many problems, we really go on understand about the ROC. Calculating up to Laplace transforms is easy task for us, but drawing the ROC is the one which is very important for us to practice, because other things are going to be simple integrations. You can anyway do, right? If you know the formula of Laplace transform, x of s is equal to integral of x of t into e power minus st dt. If you write that, sorry, ds, you can easily go into calculate the Laplace transform equation. But ROC is the one which is important. Let us look into other varieties of problems now. So the complex exponential function is given like this: e power j omega t u of t. You have to find out Laplace transform of this. So x of s is equal to integral of this function e power j omega t ut e to the power minus st dt. So u of t will be having value 1 over the limit 0 to infinity. So u of t is replaced with 1. Therefore, I can write take minus as common. So s minus j omega of t, I can write dt. So simple integration, I'll just find out. Then I'll be getting 1 by s minus j omega. Now, what is ROC here? The real part of s will be greater than 0. That is the condition for ROC. So what is this? This is the condition for getting into the region of convergence. So the condition is real part of S should be greater than 0. What is real part in S? It is going to be definitely sigma. So therefore sigma should be greater than 0. So for all sigma greater than 0, we normally going to have the region of convergence. Now instead of e power plus j omega t, in the problem given e power plus j omega t, imagine if it is e power minus j omega t. What will happen now? This this 1 minus s minus j omega will become simply 1 by s plus j omega. So this minus j omega is going to come like a plus j omega in the denominator part. Okay. Now let us come to the ROC, the region of convergence. The real part of S should be greater than 0. So here also we'll be getting the ROC, that is sigma greater than 0. That means same ROC is going to be applicable for these two different Laplace transforms. So here the Laplace transforms are different. What we obtained is different, but the ROCs of these two different Laplace transforms is same. But some other cases will be having different. That is, the Laplace transforms equation we're going to get same, but ROCs are going to differ. Okay. So these are the varieties which we normally going to have it here in the Laplace transforms. Let us go with the sine and cosine function Laplace transforms. So let us compute the Laplace transform of cos omega t into u of t. So already cos omega t is cos theta plus j sin theta by 2 formula. So e power j omega t plus e power minus j omega t into u of t by 2. So we apply Laplace transform independently. So already we have did this e power j omega t u of t. What is that we have got? 1 by s minus j omega. I'm directly writing here. But in the exam, you please solve the entire solution. But here I'm putting it directly. So plus e power minus j omega t means here I'll be getting as 1 by s plus j omega. So when I solve this equation, I'll be having something like 2s by s square plus omega square. Now what is the region of convergence here? Region of convergence, omega is anyway the imaginary part component, and s is going to have the real and imaginary part. So real part of s is greater than 0. In s we have only sigma. There is no other constant parameter here. Therefore the region of convergence is going to exist for all sigma greater than 0. So all sigma greater than 0, we normally going to have the region of convergence. So this is going to be the s planes. This is not s, this should be sigma. Similarly for sine t, what we get now? Same equation we get, but with omega by s square plus omega square. ROC is going to be same for the sine as well. So this is what the representation we have. The next one is going to be the hyperbolic function. Sine hyperbolic function and cos hyperbolic function. If you go with the sine hyperbolic function, it is going to be e power. If it is going to be a sine function, what is sine function? Basic form we have e power j theta minus e power minus j theta by 2j. Coming to the hyperbolic function, that j part will be simply eradicated here. So e power omega t minus e power minus omega t by 2. That j part, imaginary part, will be simply avoided here into u of t. So therefore, we can just simply write e power omega t u of t. So e power plus something we have means 1 by s minus w. E power minus something means what? 1 by s plus w we get. Simply by solving this, we'll be getting omega by s square minus omega square. So this is the equation we get for the Laplace transform of the hyperbolic sine and cosine functions of the sine function. Now what about the ROC? ROC is same as the previous one. That means the ROC is going to exist for all sigma greater than 0. For all sigma greater than 0, ROC is going to exist. So this is sigma, not s, j omega will be having. Similarly, for cos function, cos hyperbolic function, we will be having s by s square minus omega square, where ROC is going to be same. So ROC is same for sine hyperbolic, cos hyperbolic function, cos function and sine function. We get same ROC, but equations are different if you see carefully. Now let us move on to the next question, sine and cos functions. Now I can just simply think it as a damped sine and cos functions. What do you mean by damping? Decreasing. So as the time is going to get increased, that means as t is reaching to infinity, what is e power minus infinity? 0. So finally the signal should be decreased at t is equal to infinity. If t is equal to 0, it is going to be actual sine function, maximum sine function we're going to get. Now this sine function is decaying exponentially because of this e power minus 80. That is what called damped sine and cosine functions we have. So in the exam, if at all it is asked to find out the Laplace transform region of conversion for damped sine and cosine functions, what is it you have to write? Simply you have to write the sine function as e power minus 80 sine omega t, cos function as e power minus 80 cos omega t into u of t. Now that's it. So once after you write this simple task, now simply expand this function. Now what is sine? E power j omega t minus e power minus j omega t by 2j. So just simply expand it. While after expanding this, what are you going to have now? If I take a minus s common, I can write this as a minus j omega t into u of t. And here minus of, if I take minus common, a plus j omega t into t u of t. So here I have e power minus something into t. So therefore I'll be having in the Laplace transform directly, I'm writing this equation as 1 by, just now we have got previously, s plus, if it is minus here, I'll be having s plus a minus j omega. If it is going to be minus, here also minus I have, so s plus I'll be having this part, a plus j omega. So this is the equation I have. By solving this equation, I'll be getting this omega by s plus a whole square plus omega square. Now here the region of convergence changes. How? The region of convergence is nothing but equal to real part of s should be greater than 0. So what is real part of this entire part? S plus a should be greater than 0. So therefore real part of s means what? I'm going to have sigma, that means sigma greater than minus a. So here this is going to be 0 line. So before to 0 I'll be having minus, after 0 I'll be having plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 so on up to plus a. Here is going to be minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 so on up to say minus a. So I'll be having a minus a line. Then ROC is going to exist for all the values which are greater than minus a. That means this is the greater than minus a. We'll simply hash these particular lines, right? So this is what the sine function Laplace transform in its ROC. Similarly, let us go with the cos function. Because it is e power minus at, what is that you have on the denominator? It is s plus a whole square plus omega square, same thing. That means ROC is also going to be same for the damped cos and sine signals. Let us look into the damped hyperbolic signals. Damping means what? E power minus 80 you have to multiply. That's it. Then same function sine hyperbolic of omega t is equal to e power theta minus e power minus theta by 2. Just simply when you expand, you normally going to have this kind of a thing. Now once again the ROC is going to be same as the damped sine and cosine functions. Okay, now let us look into this next problem, very important problem. Determine the Laplace transform and ROC for the signal x of t is equal to e power minus at into u of minus t, into u of minus t. So therefore, what is this u of minus t? It is a negative ended unit step signal. t is going to take minus values. Means what? This signal is going to exist over the limits minus infinity to 0. That is what the important point. That means u of minus t would be equal to 1 for all t less than 0. That is what the form we have. So therefore, x of s is equal to what I can write? Laplace transform of this function I can write as x of s is equal to simply x of t into e power minus st dt is the formula. Simply expand this formula now. X of t, what is x of t? E power minus at into u of minus t. Okay, for x of t I can write into e power minus st dt. Okay. So e power minus at here. So e power minus at means what? This minus a, that this t is going to take minus values because the limits are going to extend from minus unit to plus unit. Therefore, e power minus a minus at becomes e power plus at. All right. And this u of t, u of minus t, okay, is normally going to become minus 1 here. So I should write minus here. This should be minus 1 here. For t less than 0, it will be minus 1. It's a negative ended step signal. So therefore, it is going to be reversed step signal, or I can say. So therefore, I can write this something in this fashion. So u of minus t is equal to 1 for t less than or equal to 0. So therefore, I can write this as here t is going to take values from minus values, negative values. Therefore, e power minus t, this minus into minus becomes, okay, I just represented here. This minus at minus into minus becomes plus. U of t is going to take minus 1, so minus. So this is the equation I'll be having. So this equation, when you expand minus, I'll take it outside. E to the power minus, if I take common, s minus a of t dt. Just simple integration here. And I'll be having the value as x of s is equal to 1 by s minus a. So here, what is the formula we have? The real part of s. Okay, the real part of s minus a should be real part of s. What is real part of s? Sigma. That means sigma minus a should be greater than 0. That means you normally going to have what now? Now here there is a small change now here. See, here we have s minus a. S minus a should be less than 0. So therefore s is less than a. That means sigma is less than a for ROC. So please modify this problem a little bit, as consider this e power minus omega t as e power plus at. Please consider just correct this problem here. There is a small problem here in this particular equation. So let us take x of t is given as equal to this one. That is minus of e power plus at into u of minus t. So minus, please add here minus and put here plus here. So when you have that, simply I'm writing the equation for x of t as it is, minus of e power at, e power plus at into u of minus t I'll be taking into e to the power minus st dt. So once we get with this, now this minus u of t is an inverted function. Therefore, the limits are going to get changed from minus infinity to 0. So please change the limits as minus infinity to 0, and this part will be remained as it is, minus e power at. Simply u of t is replaced with 1 over the limits minus infinity to 0. Okay, so please take this part as the correct explanative part for this. Now here, because we are going to consider here the limits here at the end. Beforehand, we don't touch anything because already we have included the limits. So therefore, I can write this as minus e power plus at into e power st. So therefore, x of s is equal to minus of, will be taken outside, minus integral of, if I take e to the power minus as common, s minus at dt. So just simply apply integration to this, minus of e to the power minus of s minus at by minus of s minus a over the limits minus infinity to 0. So we apply limit 0, e power 0 is 1, and minus something like, infinity, this part is gone really. So I'll be having here as what? I'll be having here the value as e power 0 is 1. That is, this value is going to be minus here, minus into minus plus. So I'll be having 1 by s plus s minus a. So x of s is equal to 1 by s minus a. Now what about the region of convergence? See here, the limits are minus infinity to 0. That means the t limits are 0. Less than t limits are going to be minus infinity to 0. That means less than 0. So therefore s minus a, the real part of s minus a should be less than 0. Therefore we'll be having what? Sigma less than a. We'll be having sigma less than a. So therefore the ROC is going to become like this. If a is positive, so we'll take a as positive value here, and region of convergence will be simply below than the a. In the all this region, ROC is normally going to exist in this kind of a problem, right? Now what is the equation we have? 1 by s minus a. Let us go into the another expression here. Now some other equation has been given to us. Determine the Laplace transform of x of t is equal to e power. See, you have to be careful about this signs here. Just now I have misinterpreted here, and therefore minus e here minus has been misplaced here. Therefore a lot of confusion took place here. So just to avoid all these confusions, what we can have now, we can just be careful about what is that you're really doing here. Okay, now determine the Laplace transform of this function e to the power minus 2t into u of t minus e to the power 2t into u of minus t. Now apply Laplace transform. General formula we have, Laplace transform is equal to integral of x of t power minus st dt. Let us apply the Laplace transform to this entire function into e power minus st dt. So once again, u of t, see I got here u of t is positive here. Therefore, the limits are going to be 0 to infinity. Rest of the thing is going to be as it is. E power minus 2t into e power minus st dt is as it is. Minus, what about this factor now? This is going to be u of minus t. U of minus t is going to take the limits as minus infinity to 0. So e power 2t into e power minus st dt. Now these limits we consider when you apply the ROC. This is what the important point. Okay. So u of minus t is equal to 1 over the limits minus infinity to 0. So either way, the value, the magnitude is going to be equal to plus 1 only for u of minus t. It's not minus 1. So please consider it as plus 1 only. Then you will be reaching into the final solution correctly. Then simply integration, apply integration to this, take minus common here, e raised to minus of 2 plus or s plus 2 into t. All this factor I'll be having. Then finally I'll be getting this particular equation. X of s is equal to 1 by s plus 2 plus 1 by s minus 2. Now this particular equation, this solution is over the limits t is equal to 0 to infinity. This relationship is over the limits for t is equal to minus infinity to 0. So therefore the ROC is going to lie here for t going to be greater than 0. So therefore sigma greater than minus 2, sigma greater than minus 2 is the region of convergence for this. Plus you have to add these two now, and for this it is going to be s minus 2 should be less than 0, should be less than 0. Therefore s should be something like less than 0. That means what I can say simply like the real part of s, which is sigma, should be less than 2. Sigma would be less than 2. Okay, so it is something like sigma minus 2 greater than 0. Sorry, less than 0. Sigma minus 2, write down this as less than 0. Why? Because the limits are negative limits, minus limits before 0. So therefore I have to take limits as less than 0. That is less than 0 as something like I can write this as sigma minus 2 less than 0. Therefore sigma becomes equal to less than 2 plus 2. So that means it is going to be before the 2. So therefore, when you add up these two, the region of convergence is going to lie between sigma minus 2 to plus 2. So this is going to be the region of convergence of this particular function here. That is how we normally write this function, which is going to lie between these two. And likewise, we can simply go ahead with other kind of a problems. You can do it as your homework problem. And here, once you do this, rest of the thing is going to, simple thing is going to be, it is going to be u of t. This is also going to be u of t, because t is going here, t is going to vary between 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity. So I'll be going for 0 to infinity here. Either cases, I'll be going with 0 to infinity. Then simply apply integration after taking a exponential part, exponential, adding the exponential parts, apply integration, and finally I'll be getting this equation as x of s is equal to 3 by s plus 2 minus 2 by s plus 1. Okay. So in either cases, it is going to be greater than 0 only, because t value is greater than t value is greater than 0. So therefore s plus 2 greater than 0. That means sigma inside s we're going to have sigma. That means sigma plus 2 greater than 0. Sigma is going to be greater than minus 2. And here sigma plus 1 greater than 0, which is nothing but sigma greater than minus 1. So therefore, please draw two lines here. One is going to be minus 1 line, minus 2 line, and greater than minus 2. The region of convergence is going to lie in the entire region which is going to be greater than minus 2. Inside this, we're going to have minus 1 also. So that is also going to be there. So this is what the region of convergence of this particular type of the signal that what we have. So other variety is that signum function of the Laplace transform signum function does not exist. So signum function means we already know the value of signum function is equal to 1 for t greater than 0, minus 1 for t less than 0. For unit step function, the unit step function u of t is going to be equal to 1. Okay. And u of minus t is also equal to 1. Please remember that. That is what the equations we have. The next Laplace transform of the signum function, I can just simply expand this signum function as something like now x of t is equal to sine t of signum function, it is given. So sine t of signum function means minus 1. Minus 1 means limits are going to be 0 to infinity, minus infinity to 0. Maximum is 0 value. So minus infinity to 0, sine t into minus 1 into this. Similarly, for positive 0 to infinity limits, it is going to be 1 value. So I can put 1 over here. So therefore, I can write this as sine t e power minus st minus sine t into e power minus st. But limits are changing here. See the limits are having a different limits over here. So if you interchange the limits, 0 to infinity is there, minus infinity to 0 is there. So if you interchange the limits, we can write it as something like 0 to infinity sine t e power st. So it is exponentially growing a sine wave signal. What is this sine wave signal? It is simply growing exponentially. So therefore, the sine t is not absolutely integrable signal. So this is simply exponentially it is increasing. E power infinity is infinity, right? So e power t, if t is going to take infinity, it is going to infinity. So therefore, Laplace transform does not exist for this signum function. Okay. So this is what the varieties that what we have, and similar to this, we're going to have this particular formula, this particular problem. Okay, in the next class, what we do is we stop it here for today's session. In next class, we try to go with these particular problems. Okay, and some more problems to end up with this particular Laplace transforms. Thank you very much for the today's session.